what's in it for me? That's a quintessential question. Like, why do I care? So how do you go about that? Because I have worked with several customers and data stewards. It's very hard to sometimes convince, right? Because they don't see the value, especially when you are in the unaware stage of your governance maturity. And they're like, why should I put in all the effort? Why should I curate all these things? It's always a hard conversation. So do you have any suggestions there?
I think it's a very very genuine question, and it's very relevant to successfully implement data governance, right? So
Mhm.
let me like most people do not understand the value of the data governance is, right? People think the value of the data governance lies around productivity or compliances, right? So productivity is around, like, at least you will get some productivity of your data analyst team. So the people get quick access to the data, they can get quick reporting. It's a value, right? But the productivity value is generally offset by the investment you make into it, right? So you make $1 million investment into data governance program, you make, say, $2 million productivity, but you will not get $100 million productivity by investing $1 million, right? So it's a tangible return. You can still measure it, because you can measure the certain thing, like how easy to get to access, how easy it is to maintain the quality of the data. You can measure the level of trust in the organization. That way you can calculate that the productive that aspect for it.
Mhm.
The benefits is intangible benefits which you get from data governance program. Other than compliance, the major benefit you get is decision making of the business can actually take effective decisions if they are doing it. So for example, if you are trading a risk, if you are a bank, what does you do? The bank people buy securities to buy, various investments. They buy things, right? uh,
Mhm.
these, they look at those numbers. What if the number is wrong, and the number is a little bit wrong? They will able to less buy less security. So people at the data team, generally they focus around, oh, this is the data quality issue. They do not understand what the decisions the business executives are taking from that. We have many examples where the decision went wrong, and basically it basically collapses sometimes it collapses the company. For example, like, say, Twitter has been bought by a wrong assumption that their fraud rate is 5%, because their metadata definition was saying it's a fraud rate. But when they asked for the definition, they said that, oh, we surveyed 100 people and only find 5 fraud. Assumption was incorrect at the beginning, and then it's a billions of dollar trade was happened on that. But again, there was a different reason why they bought it. But there was a data governance component was involved in that. So every people do not, that's what the data governance leader should do, to really
Mhm.
convince the intangible benefit of data governance program to the business, that these are you can actually make the decision. Like, I see that there is no problem seeing people convincing, hey, I want to do customer 360, I want to do the member service improvement, I want to do the patient analysis, I want to do the patient. So these benefit program do have benefit, and you can foresee the benefit. But these benefit will cannot never be, you cannot optimize your supply chain if you cannot make the decision around it, right? Supply chain, for
Mhm.
example, you want to optimize your supply chain, it's a complex program, where every business analyst who is working on supply chain is taking quite a bit decisions to understand that, okay, should I route this area, or should I route this route to this way? How should I design my this? So you're taking a lot of analysis, a lot of reports, and making decisions on it to design your supply chain, future supply chain, right? In order to do this, these decisions are going to define the next level of requirement. If you cannot trust this decision, your whole supply chain is not going to work as effective as Amazon supply chain is, for example, right?
Mhm.
That is what ability to communicate this is very important. And now it comes down to the one point, is ability to communicate, so that you get executive buy-in. And then it comes to what's for me, what's for data steward to contribute towards it, right? And that is comes down to be, hey, because every data steward, you do not choose the data steward that, hey, you want to, this is Gautam Gali, you want to become data. No. Are you consuming some reports already? Are you consuming
Mhm.
some data element? Are you willing to become data steward for this, so that I will give you some part of this, so that the data you will get is very authentic, right? So the supply chain people should become the data steward for the supply chain, because it is ultimately their benefit, because they are getting the genuine authentic data. about it. But they need to coordinate not only supply chain, but they need to go the warehousing. They need to coordinate with manufacturing everywhere to make sure that this the data which they are getting is genuine. So ability for data governance manager and the CDO to talk business language, that is the skill of the data governance program is needed to really implement what's for me is this case. And it's not that difficult if you know the business and you can talk their language to become the part of the data governance program. We have seen many successful implementation where our strategies involved to kind of give them the hey, use this method to communicate to your business stakeholder, and that where you are getting the business buy-in into the data governance program.